Reports from Ukraine indicate that casualties are rapidly mounting among the North Korean troops deployed to support Russia's invasion, with the latest estimate finding that DPRK soldiers' poor preparedness for modern warfare has already resulted in thousands of dead or wounded. But experts cautioned against underestimating the 11,000 North Korea forces fighting in Kursk, emphasizing that recent failures will only push Moscow and Pyongyang to reassess their tactics and provide valuable lessons for the DPRK's military strategists. Experts told that while North Korean troops appeared helpless, marching exposed to enemy fire across snowfields in Kursk, they still played a significant role in Russia's counteroffensive that has seized large swathes of land previously held by Ukraine. Britain's Defence Ministry said on Friday that as of mid-January, about 10,000 North Korean soldiers had been killed and about 3,000 more wounded in combat against Ukraine. That's more than a third of the number of troops deployed to Kursk. The Defence Ministry said in a new intelligence update that the high rate of North Korean losses in a short period of time has almost certainly significantly deteriorated DPRK forces' capacity to conduct offensive combat operations in support of Russia's attempts to push Ukrainian forces out of Kursk, referring to North Korea's official name, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Conflict analysts at the Institute for the Study of War think tank said that North Korea would lose all of the troops it sent to Kursk in a matter of months if the combat loss rate continued. According to Business Insider, despite the heavy losses fighting for Russia, North Korean troops have only achieved tactical gains in Kursk. The UK said Russia and DPRK forces are almost certainly experiencing interoperability difficulties. The two forces do not share a common language, and DPRK troops almost certainly have difficulties integrating into Russia's command and control structure. Major General Pat Ryder, the former Pentagon spokesperson, said the US assessed the North Korean forces were well-disciplined, competent, and capable soldiers. Ukrainian soldiers have also described them as highly skilled in combat, amid claims that they were treated as expendable. Ryder told reporters last week that what we're seeing on the battlefield is that they obviously do present a threat. He said the Ukrainians were doing a good job holding their defensive lines, but called the fighting very tough.
Не, ну это пиздец, ёпта, чё прикалываются? Ёпта.
Вот люди, да, заключил контракт, вот все нормально, служил, да. В бой 5 раз выходил, 2 ранения сильных и травма головного мозга сильная. Психушку признал без оружия. Сейчас мне вешают оружие и везут на передок. Без всяких проблем у них вот так совершенно. 20-я армия охуительная, вот такая. Всех...
Да, старый, ты прав, ёпта. Эпилепсия, вон, их нельзя вывозить, ёпта, после многих ВЗ, блядь.
Кого сердце. Вот, дружище, Кирюха, вот, блядь, Г-30 проводил.
30 дней отпуск, сейчас поедет на передок.
Первый Г-15 я проводил тоже на передке, ёпта. Куда нахуй, ёпта, блядь. Хочешь, чтобы зажимо все, так вот, нахуй, вам кроссовок, нахуй, могу подарить. Вперед, нахуй.
Подписан Грек, автомат и подписан.
Я не подписываю свою оружие.
Это пиздец, это просто пиздец. Вот построили, нахуй, все, сейчас автоматы дают, броню и надо просто. Ну как, Олег, вот как это, ебать? Вон медик ходит, ему похуй. Вот так вот, чтобы не видели телефон, мы снимаем, всю отправку. Всю отправку переписывают, нахуй. И пацаны пошли на штурм сейчас. Сейчас к вечеру пойдут, ну или с утра, нахуй. Пиздец, блядь. Сейчас их отвезут, нахуй, на Киевку и отправят. Вот так вот. Да, вот, пацаны. Все, ебать, приехали, нахуй. Просто в ахуе. Все, повели оружие получать. Все, пизда.
Повели пацанов с костылями оружие получать.
Да, я нахуй сниму.
Обратно придут тоже с ними.
Броники получаешь, ебать.
Просто в ахуе.
Это Рогово, блядь.
О, старый, я, бля, старый, жалко, пизда.
Ukrainian troops on the front lines have called for more weapons to help them fight back against advancing Russian forces in the Donetsk region. We need more equipment, ammunition, support, Alexander, a battery commander in the 26th Artillery Brigade said after helping prepare a Ukrainian howitzer to fire at Russian positions. The situation is quite difficult. The enemy is accumulating its forces for further assaults and occupation of territories, he said. According to Associated Press, troops in the unit were preparing a Ukrainian 155mm self-propelled howitzer 2S-22 Bodana on Wednesday to strike Russian positions. The declared range is 42 kilometers for a conventional model and 60 kilometers for a rocket-assisted projectile, soldiers said. The youngest member of the brigade, a gunner, is 21 years old and has been at war for almost 3 years, according to howitzer commander Anatoly. The guys here are such that they do not feel fear, they are real heroes, he said. They are not afraid of anything. Meanwhile, in Davos in Switzerland, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky met with leaders and officials in an effort to stir up support for Ukraine's fight against Russia. As he did so, US President Donald Trump threatened to impose stiff taxes, tariffs, and sanctions on Russia if an agreement isn't reached to end the war in Ukraine, a warning that is likely fall on deaf ears in the Kremlin. The United States already prohibits the import of virtually all Russian products, and Russia has faced a multitude of US and European sanctions since the invasion began almost 3 years ago.
Да, плюс, розрахунок до бою.